with Done by Dorothy. We are here today. We're working on our Touch of Nature series. So I thought that we would do some more work in here. So let's see what we've got. I'm going to pull this out. I'm actually going to round the corners off on this, just because I think it adds a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect, just I think it just, you know, makes it not so, I guess, straight, and just, it looks a little bit more nicer. So do the other side. So we will do that. So it'll have rounded corners. There we go. So that'll just add a little bit. I mean, it's not a lot, but it does change the look of it a little bit when all our other pages are flat. So let's see what, I know we've got to do our envelope later on today, and we got that done. We got to do some stuff here, so let's work on our tag in here. I want to do the elephant, I think, because that blue sort of matches, and I really like that. So let's do the elephant, and how about a large tag? Those two I think will look really good in there. So let's work on these. I'm going to set this to the side. My elephant, I do want to back on paper, so let me, let's use the blue paper. Oh yeah, that's going to look really good. Actually, on this side, so the lines are on the back. Nope, I think I'm going to put it on the, where my lines are on the front. Sort of like the accent, but it gives it just that little bit of lines on it. Jim right now we'll put the lines on the back. Yes, we will. So this is already inked, so we need to glue it down. So that's easy money. And again, I'm going to use my glitter glue and just go around the outside area. And this journal has come along. It's so cute. I do have a few things that we're going to be adding today. And sort of just smooth that around and center that up. It doesn't even have to be perfect, but it looks nicer if it is. I know, I think if everything was perfect, the world would be a better place, huh? Okay. So, we have that. So, I mean, that converts, and that's why I like having some index tags, index cards, not tags, laying around in different colors and stuff like that, because, you know, that turned that into a tag really easily. So, let's grab our hole punch, and my hole punch is here somewhere, because there it is. I'm going to use my hand one, which is fine. Yeah, we'll just do it in the middle. No, I think I'll just do it at the top corner. That way, it can be turned whichever direction. And I'm going to put the hole reinforcers around it. I just think that adds, you don't have to do that. I think it just adds a little sort of a touch of class to it when you put that there. So let's see. What colors do we want to use? I am sorry for yawning, guys. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. You know, since we're doing this blue, but we have a lot of tans and stuff in there, I think I'll actually use this really nice, it's almost like an eyelash trim wrapped around, well, it is. Let me cut off another small piece so I can unravel it and show you. What they've done is they've taken eyelash trim and they've wrapped it around this sort of like longer fringy type. But this is like super soft too, so it creates this really pretty right here. And I'm going to leave this sort of longer. Let me cut. I apologize for yawning, you guys. I don't know what that was about. And nope. Now because I thought of it, it's going to make me yawn again. And I don't know why that does that sometimes. It's really crazy. I think sometimes you hear people yawn like from another room, and for whatever reason okay. You hear somebody yawn and it makes you yawn. So if I made everybody yawn, I apologize. Okay, so that was easy. Nothing to it. And see, I love how it just sort of has that long dangly look to it. Looks really good. Okay, I like that. Now, what are we going to do with this big one? Of course, it has the decoration up here. I really feel like this part down here, we need to put something there. So, I don't want to really start with a blue base. So, we'll start with that because it's a darker brown. Let's cut a nice little square of it out. And I just sort of randomly cut this if you guys haven't noticed. Let's see, let's do this so it hangs off the edge. Just a wee bit. Okay. So, I just dropped my lid. I hate when that happens. I'll never find it now. Okay, let me pause and find my lid in my Fabri-Tac because I don't want it to dry out, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I found it. It like rolled down the table, off the table, onto the floor. So we really did find it, so that was good. Okay, so we have our tag here. Let's start with the back. I know I want to put some coffee dyed paper on there, and I'm going to use our tea dyed, and I'm just going to use one of the lighter pages that I have. So yep, let's go ahead and put some glue on there. And of course I left my lid off. And I have one of these, and I have it, and every once in a while I just always forget to put it on there. Okay, I'm just going to put my art glitter glue around the outside edges. Okay. Let's get this glue down first because it dries out really fast. It not dries out, it dries really fast though. So I'm gonna put this on here first, and that'll be our back, but we're gonna do some stuff to the back too for this. We're actually gonna start with the back first, and then we'll layer up the front. I'm going to grab a drink of water really fast, so give me a second. Sinuses are driving me crazy. Oh, and there's the train. I would say that I would schedule my videos around the train. However, we actually have crossover switch. We actually have one of the few connections right up where we're at, where the trains intersect, going north and south and east and west. So it's pretty busy around here. Okay, so first things first, I am going to ink up around my edge so I get some of that. We'll probably re-ink it once we get done, but I wanted to sort of, you know, why not borrow from that distress that we get from there, because it does create a different look, you know, by itself. You know, when you add water, things like that. It's just a little bit weird right there for me. I don't know why that looked funny. I'm trying to decide, do I want these? Yeah, I want to round these corners. Oops. Just because I think they're on, I think we'll round the top corners and leave the bottom corners the way they, oh, I don't want to round the top. We're going to round one side of them, because I don't want to lose that 219. So, but when we decorate the front, that's fine, because I'm going to run ribbon down, lace down this side, so that will work. Okay, so we've got that inked around. Now I'm going to sort of clear my area a little bit, because we made our, these are the apple barrel sprays we made the other day. And I actually want to use some to spray the back of this card, just to add a little color on the back. And, you know, these colors work. They're blue tones. And this light blue right here is about the same. And then that's darker, but I think it'll be okay, because it's all in the same spectrum. This is actually called Summer Sky. And it's the apple barrel paint bottles. You know, the little 50-cent ones at Walmart, and it's 21973E. And then this one is the apple barrel again. It's 45002E, and it's called Mermaid Parade. And it's just a really nice. I had another blue, but I like this blue. The other blue didn't really, it was more of a green tone. I didn't think it blended as good. So yeah, so you just remember we have our little nut. There weren't screws. I am sorry, you guys. I don't know why our little nuts that we put in there. So you just sort of shake it, and that mixes your paint back up. If any of it's like set and, you know, because it'll turn into like sedimentary at the bottom. So, and when we got done, let me make sure I grab a baby wipe and have one on hand, because anytime I spray, I make sure I have one, not just because I want to have one on hand in case there's a mess or whatever, but I like to rub my tip and stuff before I put my lid back on. It helps from, you know, getting clogged. So I just sort of want to do a nice light blue there, and I just rub that little tip, and that'll help preserve it. You can hold it upside down, and because, you know, the little stick that sucks all your paint and whatever you're spraying, the little tube is stuck out, you can hold it upside down and keep pressing your bottle like onto another piece of paper and spray all of that out until it clears out of the nozzle if you want to too. But I find wiping them does, you know, just as good. And then I'm going to do okay, so let me wipe my tip. Then I'm going to grab my card and pick it up before it gets all over the front. I'm going to take my baby wipe and just wipe up all the excess. And wiping up the excess isn't going to hurt anything. It's going to go into that and you know, it'll dye blue, and I can use that in mixed media or whatever. So I'm gonna grab my craft it, heat it tool, and dry this out real fast. And that won't take very long. And it's pretty neat because you can see where it's raised. It almost has like ridges on the back where it's, you know, some of that will go away. And some of it won't. I like that because it sort of gives more of a blocky 3D feel to your cards. I like how this turned out. Now I want to sort of make sure I have different layers, so I'm going to go in and sort of touch up in there if there's any really deep, because sometimes, you know, you have overspray where it'll puddle up in a place. And see, I like how it aged around here, so then, you know, you've got your paint sort of blended in with it, where if I would have waited and put it on top, the brown would have covered all on top. It wouldn't have done that merge, you know, in there. It would have just covered the blue up. That's why I inked it first. Okay. Okay. Then I have it's a small brayer. I think it's like 2.5 inch, 2 1/4 inch, and I will set and rub it across my tag. If you don't have a brayer, you can also use just your burnishing tool, hold on, I'll take it, yeah, your bone folder, or whatever you use as a bone folder. You can sort of rub it across there. I just think the brayer sort of makes it a little easier if you have one. It sort of flattens that down so it's not huge, but you still have a lot of bulk and a lot of feel to it. Yeah, I like that. See, I think that turned out so good. So let me put these stories up with that. So you see that blends in with that blue. Just sort of gives it, you know, a little bit of color. So when you're journaling on that, it's just not monotonous. You don't have that same brown all the time. I'm not going to go in and ink any on this. I like the way the inking is. Yeah, I love it. Turned out really good. Okay, so let's work on this front. So then this, where I use with the blue, I'll just hang it up, and then when it dries, I can use it in my mixed media, or I can use it to wipe up, you know, the next 15 things, have all different colors on there, and be ready to go. So, okay, I want to hang this off the side again. That's that darker brown, but I think it, you know, doing like this sort of adds to that effect of the butterfly, that roundness. So I'm going to go ahead and glue it down, because why not? Commit. It's so hard sometimes to commit about where you want to put, you know, lace and trims and all of that such stuff. So I'm going to put that, I think I want to put it, I don't want it too far off. There we go. Okay, then before I layer this up, I want to put some lace along here, just in this edge here. And I have this really pretty blue that just, it went perfect. And I had actually dyed this. This had been white, and this was left over from, oh, I don't know, a project that I did a while ago. So I'm just going to cut a little edge off. And again, I'm just going to throw my glue down. I don't want it all the way up on the numbers. I want to keep those numbers showing through at the top because I just think that I like how that looks. I'm going to put some down over my doily down here, just over the edge. And this has that, you know, when you get lace, and it has that goofy edge on the very bottom. Sometimes I cut it off if I want my lace to lay flat, but that could not have worked out more perfect. I mean, that was like exactly to where I needed it, where I put my glue at. That's almost scary. Okay. And again, just hold it down for a second, let it tack. Okay. I am going to come up and sort of cut this off a bit because I don't want that number to be... There we go. And then I'm going to put... Oh, sticky. I'm going to put a dab of glue right here. Just a dot, a dab. And then I'm going to pull this in and curve it around like that. And I'm going to do the same thing down here on the other end, so it just sort of curves in. Okay. And a dab down here. Yeah, that blue worked out just perfect there. And just by pulling that over, that'll sort of create a rounded... And then... Actually, I'm going to cut this in half. Layer that up like that. Just add a little layer, so can't have enough layers ever. So again, I'm just going to drop some glue down. Nope, I want this way. And again, just creating sort of a little added layer there. Then I'll come back in on the end here and just rub just enough glue on there to sort of hold it in place, but not enough to really, you know, add a lot of gluey bulk in there. There we go. Okay. Okay. And then I have this dark blue, but I really don't like the looks of it. So I do have this little trim over here. I think a little piece of it will just sort of pull that cream into. Trying to pull everything in together here. And it would cover up the end. So it wouldn't look as unfinished, I guess. Yeah, I think I'll run that the length. Okay, I'm back. I looked in my little drawer and I found this cute, yeah, if I can find my, yeah, there it is. This cute little sort of brownish orange butterfly. And I actually think this butterfly is from Paper Phenomenon's Flutter and Bloom kit. Of course, it's a butterfly, so I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure that's where it came from. There's some really cute lifelike butterflies and things on there. And with this one up here, I think the orange will make it. Now I am going to, oops, if I can get in here and get them. Add some, they're like pop dots. I am going to, well, I can use my art glitter. Well, I better use my Fabri-Tac just in case. They'll hold to the paper really good. But I'm going to use 2 little pop dots, but I want to Fabri-Tac the side that's going against the lace just a little bit because sometimes the adhesives aren't extremely strong. So I'm going to put just a little bit on each one of those just to help adhere those. Let me get the air out of there. And I think we will do it in the middle. Have that wing just slightly over the lace to pull everything together. I love how the layered looks. The layered look. Yeah, how the layers look right there. Yeah, I might be able to get it out here in a minute. Okay. So there we go. And that is so cute. I love how that turned out. And of course I got the pretty blue background, which is nice because, I mean, technically you could put it this way. You could turn it into it this way even if you wanted to. It would be upside down, but I mean, or, you know, if you put it this way in another pocket. I'm going to put it that way. And even though, you know, that's got that still shows through there. It looks so pretty. So there's that. Let's keep travel on. Okay. We'll pull this page out so we can work on it. Let's see. Check my time. I got a couple, maybe the primrose. Cat in there. I think that'll look cute. And I'm gonna ink the coffee dyed paper on the back of this. But I'm not gonna put any kind of, I'm gonna leave it where it looks like it's a, yeah, postcard. Could not find the word for the life of me. It just left me. Put it down here in this corner because I like how the aging is down here. It'll look really good on the back. We can trim it up. Yeah, you guys are probably like, well, she's using that brayer a lot today. I usually use that when I'm off camera. I don't like doing it when it's on camera because it's a little noisy. But, you know, it makes it a lot easier than trying to, you know, burnish it with the little narrow tool. Just trimming this up a little bit. There we go. And then ink the back of this up. A little ink on here. Then, let's see, I'm gonna grab, let's use brown. And I'm just gonna use the edge of a piece of the paper that I dyed, and I'm just going to sort of create that faux postcard look that we did before. And this is just a brown Sharpie, so nothing important about it. trying to line this up on my board here, although my lines are fading away. And I could use that on anything else, but okay. I sort of like it every once in a while, but and if it's not completely straight, I don't worry about it. Sort of adds to it a little bit. I'm going to put 3 lines here. So it sort of creates that faux post stamp on the back. And then I know I have this little piece of like the faux tape. That I had cut off of the one piece when we were doing it. So I'm going to slide it right down here in the corner. So it's going to look like it's taped up a little bit. And it sort of adds another dimension. There we go. And so sort of like trim it up right up to the corner edge here where there we go. So it has that, and then when you flip it over, it sort of looks like that tape has been wrapped all the way around the edge. So it's perfect. Put that in there. This I'm going to keep just the way that it is, and I'm going to slide it to the back because it'll show through. So we need to decorate this. Let's see. What's inside? Maybe we have a rat postcard. Nope, don't like it up there. I actually do like this though. A little bit too long. So let me trim a bit, and I'm gonna just trim right to there. And that'll leave us a little piece we can use to decorate with. I'm gonna chomp the corners of this because I always think my corners look better, like on something like this if they're chomped. And I know I did the corners earlier. And just if you want to do a comparison, let me pull it back out over here. This is the 1/2 inch corner, and this is the 1/4 inch corner. So you see the difference between the two. Because I know somebody was asking about that. And you know what? I am so sorry, guys. I left one of my lights completely off. Probably be nice if you could see, huh? So okay. So let's ink it up, and then we'll glue it in. And again, art glitter glue, Fabri-Tac, whatever glue you like. I don't know. I'm getting ready to start a new series. It's going to be a basics. It's going to start it out with like printing. It's going to cover adhesives. You know, different types of ways you can cut things. You know, the different types of corner rounder. I mean, just, you know, there'll be a nice collection of things. I wanted, where is it at? I just had my spool of like my dollar store lace, and I've set it somewhere. Okay, that's okay. Oh, there it is. Because I want to run it across the top. I thought it would be really cute. I don't know why that's folded over like that. Have to iron it out. I don't like when my lace is all okay, guys. Here we go. I'm just going to run this across the top of the pocket. Just to add a little bit more. Put that on. This out. Let's start over here. Get this up a little straighter. This is like day 4 and overhauling my craft room. So I'm still working on getting things straightened out. So there we go. And I just like that. I mean, there's so much on here. It's so busy. I sort of want to leave that plain. So we will put that in, and there is that. Is that our center? Yes, it is. So that'll be our center. So I think. Yes, so we're starting on our back side, and you know, so this first signature is about half done. So we will be back again tomorrow with a new one. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.